Alright, so this is the VOD review for your custom match, right? Against Eric Zhang. Nice.
Your boy, Eric.
Yeah. So, going off into this game, since it's more of a competitive game in a scrim environment, did you have like a initial game plan you wanted to go forward with?
I mean, as far as, I know XIN versus Kazakh is a really good matchup for me. So, as far as my pathing, I just wanted to make sure I was like on the same side of the map on it as him, so I could beat it for like counter ganks, etc., or just invade his jungle if my lane's a priority. And
Right.
like here, I assumed he was gonna do. He does the same path like every game, but I assume he's gonna do like red to like a Raptor's top crab or red Krug's top crab.
Right.
And so I wanted to start at red and then just path straight toward top crab.
Okay,
So
and
I could
then
contest that.
here you
And
buy
then
your trinket.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, Eric Kane, typically, or fuck, his name is Eric Zhang, typically does do Red Raptor's top crab or same side crab. So XIN ZHAO is a very strong level 2. Kha'Zix is much more like a scaler. You would probably want to go for the diagonal crab, but that also goes down to how much priority your solo laners have, obviously, like you said. So let's see what happens.
I feel like both my solos should have priority except maybe top, but list for sure.
It depends how List plays it out, really.
No.
He's not shoving yet, doesn't look like.
I guess if I ask him to, he should be able to outpush the block.
Right. Kamal also didn't shove. Yeah. Are running armor runes? This is like on the newest rune updated patch, right?
Yeah, I think I run health.
Alright.
I should have waited in that brush.
Yeah, this is a misplay. You have free verse split for sure.
I was patting the Krugs and I was looking at my lanes and I forgot to like hide in the brush.
You just know at like approximately 2 minutes is when he always goes for like the moment the crab spawns. He doesn't like do all of his raptors because he wants to level 3. He would have wanted to your blue for level 3, but you should have just waited here unless this was warded. But you have a sweeper.
That was a free kill.
Yeah,
up.
for sure. They're going for opposite crab. They see you. I mean, I don't think this is a bad play at all. The issue is you start bot side, they didn't start bot side, and your bot's not moving fast enough. This should be a kill, yeah. If the enemy bottom lane is good, though, this is not a good play at all. Because, as you know, you made your bot leash, they did not leash. They should have bots shoved in most of the time. Because they also worded this, so they denied your level 2 gank bot, and they know where you are. But so far, pretty much the ideal early game. You got what you wanted. And he got 2 crabs. Well, I mean, almost 2 crabs. He lost first blood and flash. So wave and wave. Like in this situation,
like prio and shit rotated, but
not really. Like the wave's not shoved in. This is like a Tarzan invade where like they do have prio, but like the laners that are rotating aren't losing anything yet. Like the wave's not crashed to the tower yet, and this wave's about to crash too, you know? So
unless it's the wave is crashed, you don't usually like consider that priority.
Yeah, if the creeps aren't like at the tower getting denied, odds are they're not gonna rotate.
Okay.
I mean, they will rotate if it's not, because it's obviously a competitive game too. You have no flash, and look, LeBlanc lost like nothing for that, maybe 1 or 2 CS max. The kill, the gold, the XP are just worth way much more. So I think you got the early game right, but at that point you should just went back to your jungle, maybe done Krugs or just reset, because you didn't have enough gold for anything else really. But yeah, you know he started Raptors, red Raptors, and then worked his way to both crabs. Did you time his flash or anything? Do you want to look for another invade in his jungle, or what's happening here?
At this point, I forget what I did, but I think I was going for a top play after this.
At level 2?
Yeah.
Alright. That's very risky, obviously. Because Kha'Zix does outscale you, and if you don't get a gank off when you're level 2, you're kind of fucked.
Because I just noticed that they were trading a lot. So
Yeah, but this is like a misplay from Camille. If you're going to his lane, he shouldn't use his stun before you're in range. Like, this isn't your fault, but you should either communicate better to him, because obviously this is a scrim. It's not like a random solo queue game. You should be telling him, okay, I'm about to come top, hold your stun, wait for me to come. I mean, you should probably still get a kill because his son's a retard, but...
Yeah, I noticed it's kind of cringe. I was still fucking level 2, like in
Yeah.
level 4.
At this point, you're so behind. Or not so behind, but like not as ahead as you want to be. Just shove the wave in ASAP. Yeah, good. You do taxes. It's good. Just TP. You guys see him on the pink. Abandon the wave. It's fine. Clears your pink. How much gold are you up? Like 150. What's the first dragon?
I don't remember. It wasn't Infernal or Mountain.
It's Cloud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, you just want to reverse clear probably. I think you have enough gold for get the kill. Red Smite Warrior, or not Warrior, Longsword. Mid is probably dead. Wow. That was very stupid. What elo are your teammates, by the way?
This is like High Diamond Masters.
Alright.
Yes, very unfortunate.
Why would he ever go for that? So, this goes down to like knowing who you're playing against. I don't know if you ever play against Eric in solo queue, but he's like always first on the crabs. So he should never be getting these crabs. You know when they're like about to spawn right there? Like, yeah, he's always there first. That's his entire playstyle. So you want to, as XIN ZHAO, who's stronger than Kha'Zix, like pre-6 for the most part, you want to be on those crabs. But obviously that comes down to like lane priority as well. But in general, if you know what your enemy and jungler does, you can take that to your advantage and deny them their playstyle. You're actually ahead now, which is pretty good, but you have like a lot of gold, I'm assuming, 1300. Don't know if you can gank with that much gold, or if it's too risky, obviously, unless you know where the enemy jungler is.
Reset here.
Actually diving him. What?
This whole game is pretty cringe.
Yeah.
Because our top's a one trick, off is one trick. And then...
Isn't this the Rumble player that's like super toxic?
Wait, how'd you know?
Because I think I had him in my game, like telling people to kill themselves or something. That guy's weird.
Dude, he's the worst diamond player I've ever played with. Off his one trick.
Yeah, he's really toxic for some reason. Anyways, you're like kind of overstaying at this point. I don't know what you're trying to do. So are you gonna start Drake? Alright, that works too. Yeah.
I had way too much gold, but then I saw him top and I was like, I might as well get something for it.
Yeah, XIN has really good dragon control. I don't think this is bad, and your bottom mid had pro, so this is good. But yeah, I think it's fine. It's proper. We should just recall though. I don't know why you're going down river. Like, if you're collapsed on here, if Kha'Zix already reset, and your bot's Maya with Prio, you could easily die here. You have to always check these pixel brushes for pinks, especially in competitive games. It's gonna be a lot of pinks early game. What?
Donating some gold over here.
Wait, the red buff is killing him. It's funny.
I think it lives actually.
Yeah, Camille's overturned. Yeah, I don't think this is a bad play going top side, but bot side's also. I felt like if you just went bottom here with like how low on mana Ezreal is and how hard of a shoving bottom you have, you just 4-man dive bot here. They don't have TP top, but this works too.
The only thing is there's no camps there, so it's kind of like it needs to work if I go bot. That's why I didn't think about it.
Crab spawned.
Oh, it's a crab.
And Blue's gonna spawn in like a minute. By the time the dive's done with the 4-man, Blue will be spawned, and you can probably just take his blue as well. And then odds are he can go to your blue. That's what I would do.
That was the better play. Okay.
I go for the high risk, high reward. This is low risk, low reward, but this is like the more safer play. But I would have just said, okay, let's go. Camille just had 3 people distracted. We just shoved mid, and it's shoved, and look for a dive. Look how low on mana Ezreal is. I mean, Braum is somewhat hard to dive, but with a 4-man with a list with Aftershock and ult, it's not very hard to 4-man dive this with a hard shoving bottom. That's what I would have done, honestly.
Yeah, that's actually true. We had list priority.
This is like the easiest way to cheese teams. If you have a priority mid and you know where the enemy jungler is, and their top doesn't have TP or whatever, I would look for early game dives, especially with Lissandra. She has like one of the best dive potentials initiations in the game. I mean, you get his red again, low risk, low reward. You don't lose anything for it. But it looks like he's gonna get the crab with his 10% health bar. They get 2 camps for not the worst. But this is like the issue of playing Xin. You really want to look for those early game plays and dives. And if you don't get them off, then Kha'Zix will definitely outweigh you eventually. He healed so much from that, wow.
I mean, just based off his padding, this should have been a free win, but I feel like I fucked it up hard. I
mean, kind of. Like, this should have been free first blood. The moment you land your E, he's dead. He doesn't have E. You proc phase rush, water walking, he's dead. You just flash all up. Which goal are you on? 700, you have warrior.
Do you think I should have invaded here?
Not really.
No, okay.
I mean, without Liz R, it's kind of hard to force a fight. Because no one's really that tanky on your team, and Braum can just hard CC if you go in. Zin's really bad into Braum, by the way.
Yeah.
If you ever like overextend without your team initiating, you'll get CC'd and die instantly. I think this is fine, recalling for your boots and your warrior. Maybe an extra pink as well. You buy pink. Oh, good. Alright, at this point in the game, you got your warrior, dragons off the map, you have top prio for the most part. Probably just toss blue, get mid pro, and then go for rift. Is that what you do?
Okay.
Rift Herald is so OP right now.
I don't remember. I hope I do.
He's also pathing top. I don't know what he's doing. He's playing Kha'Zix like... Yeah, that's what I figured he'd do. You pretty much play Kha'Zix just like farm the early game and try to get a few early game kills or trade your flash with a laner. It's a pretty good free pick. Maybe, yeah. It's good. At this point, I just clear top side, go for crab when it spawns in rift.
Wait, why didn't I go for rift here? I actually think I just like skipped it.
I mean, you could, but you don't know where Kha'Zix is. Kha'Zix, I don't think you guys had vision of him, did you? I'm not really sure. Hard to say, but you always want to get the crab first and probably just proc this vision trinket and after you're on it first, because Simon probably has TP, which he does now. So crab first for mana. Look at how much priority you have top side. You just killed him. It also has priority with blue buff. You should start right now.
I think I skipped it because Camille was recalling. Yeah, I should have gone for it. I
mean, if you hit the vision trinket, they don't know you're on it, but obviously you hit it, they can see that you hit it, so it's 50-50, really, if they want to go for it or not. But with how much pressure Lissandra has mid, I don't even know if they would, like, contest it.
I feel like I didn't use her pressure a lot, like, properly here. She always had priority the whole game.
Yeah. You kind of misplayed this stuff. Yeah, that's definitely a misplay. Should just W'd instantly. I'm not here to coach Lissandra, but he should just W'd instantly for Aftershock. Anyways, Drake gonna spawn. We should have been on Rift, I feel like.
When?
The moment,
before...
the moment you got crab.
Okay.
You could have hit vision drinking too, but again, they would know you're on it. But I don't know if they would go for it, because if they 2-man list while you're on it, you'll just get it, and your team came to clean up the kill. So it was still gonna win for 1, but plus Rift. That's how I see it. If you're playing these early game champs that aren't like the best scalers, you want to look for these objectives as soon as possible. before they're taken by the enemy team or before they're expired, like in Raphael's case at 20 minutes. This tower is half, mid tower is also pretty low, and all your lanes look to be like winning right now. Like look at all the tower differences, all your lanes are winning. So I don't really like the over farming, but
I'm farming way too much here.
yeah, as XIN ZHAO, you're pretty much playing like how Kha'Zix should be playing.
Yeah.
I don't know what this guy's doing though. Like, and you're talking about solo kill too. Bot's resetting, top and mid are dead, so 4 people off the map again. Okay. What items do you have right now? Ruby Crystal. I'm thinking you probably killed this guy. Yeah, you do. It's good.
Everyone's just like inting in this game. So
Yeah.
many like free kills that shouldn't happen.
It seems like no one knows what to do. Like, you need a shot caller or a leader. So here again, go for your camps. Yeah. Not the, like, it's not bad, but it's like, if you know what the enemy jungler is doing, like right now, Dragon's dead, so you know Kha'Zix on it. Instantly go start it. Your mid's gonna have prio, your top's gonna have prio. You killed Sion, Liz got in lane fast because she died. But now you go to his jungle instead.
Holy shit, I don't take it? That's cringe.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking here.
Their bot's like win trading too. If we on enemy team or something. What is this Kha'Zix doing? Holy shit, he's so bad. What? So you see 5 people on the map. Both their bottom died. Mid's here, Kha'Zix here, Sands here. We go mid. Get a kill, okay. But like, at what point do we play for objectives rather than kills? Kills don't do anything at all in competitive games. It literally comes down to like wave manipulation, objectives, and you know, Raphael, Dragons, and Elder, Baron. That's pretty much it. So you guys are up 4.5k. Dragon's gone. Kha'Zix was low, really low health bot side, and you go back to clean your jungle. So like, you're pretty much giving them the Rift Herald at this point. Which you don't want to give it to a team that outscales. So, I mean, I don't know if they outscale you, but I know for a fact Kane. I mean, Kha'Zix outscales, then yeah, pretty much. Yep, 2100 gold. Alright, well, at this point in the game, we need to get first blood tower, or last tower bottom, where we got mid and top. Just open up the map, and I don't know, you guys should like, if Camille has TP, why doesn't she just come 5-man bottom, and then just TP back top if she has to, if she has TP advantage. I mean, she doesn't right now, but in general. Like, we have tower winning lanes everywhere. So either do Rift, or like look for a 4 or 5-man dive. How much farm do you have?
I'm farming again.
Yeah, you're playing it like a scaler. This guy's like actually ganking, even though you're like infinitely stronger than him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta
like,
steep out.
I know that too. I just don't know why he's doing it this game.
Yeah, but Sound TP'd bot, Kha'Zix showed bot, LeBlanc roam. Tell me you start Rift finally, right? There we go. Finally, should have got this like 7 minutes ago, honestly.
Yeah.
People really undervalue Rift Herald though. If you ever see enemy jungler on Dragon, you want to go for Rift Herald just to trade. Alright, we lost like 2k gold off that apparently. I mean, approximately, apparently. We're still ahead though because of the tower difference and the CS difference. You're really ahead of Kha'Zix. Top's like even, mids somewhat even, and then bot kind of even too, yeah. That guy cleansed nothing. Wow. Nice, another free kill. Should have Trinity Force by now. Very close to it. At this point in the game, you guys just have to like look for this tower. Just 4 or 5 man bot. Look at all the pressure you have topside. Mid has had pressure too, even though he's been hard hinting. This tower should not be up for this long. Nice, we got this tower instead. That works too. Liz has TP in a sec. Where are we running from this? If you guys played around the creeps, I feel like you can just 2 or 3 win here with Lissandra TP.
Even though Camille has half health? Well, if Lissandra TP.
Well, if you guys stalled enough, yeah, probably, but...
Okay.
His only damage threat here is Kha'Zix, obviously. I mean, Sand is like some AoE, but not enough. It really depends. If you guys think that's the right call, maybe. And bot tower finally falls at 19 minutes. Just know that at 14 minutes turret plating falls, so it becomes so much easier for you to like just 4 or 5 man dive a lane with your when your souls are winning this hard. It's just so much easier to take the towers. What the fuck is happening? Oh my god. Wow. You guys probably lose the fight now. Probably get drag. Just Lissandra flash ulted herself.
Yeah, I called it off after she did that.
Holy shit, that was so bad. Alright, at this stage, you probably just look for a 5v5. But, I don't know, Liz has no flash anymore, and... I don't know, like, it's gonna get to the point where Camille won't be as useful in team fights because she'll insta-die. So, did you guys set up like a 1-3-1 or a 1-4 eventually, or just like team fighting? Like,
I think we just team fought way too much because we thought we could win with Lissandra.
Yeah, not with this Lissandra, buddy. I don't know what the fuck he's doing the whole game. I don't know what's with Lissandra's going Sork boots. Like, I feel like Mercs or Ionian are just better. Anyways, should be another free kill maybe. Yep, it's good. It's good to like hover your soul lanes that have like kill pressure, like Camille, and shadow them. So that's one of the things I noticed this game you did really well. You shadowed Camille and she had ult for free kills. Alright.
Straight into there.
Let's watch that again. You killed top. You walk through vision because of his passive. What do you have vision of right now? You have no one's on the map except Sound that was dead. So they could all be here, 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 not here. Maybe
and
here.
I knew he had to be top because he had no camps bot lane.
Yeah, so they're probably gonna like set up a counter Baron, or they're just gonna set up vision.
Yeah, straight into there.
Yeah, and since you don't have tabs, he probably shits on you. That's just like misjudgment of the map or greed. Mixture of both. Because you guys almost won 2v3 and he flick flash. This guy doesn't know how to play the game. It's pretty obviously better than him. But if he gets a 2v3 on you, it's gonna be rough. Your mid's still up like 1400 gold, but that's just from global gold. It's been 21 minutes, wow. Feels like both teams don't know what they're doing. How long has your team played together, by the way?
No, these are triads, so like everyone's new. No one knows how to play each other.
That makes sense, because the macro in this game is really hard to look at. Literally, all you guys have to do is send Kimmel bot. He should be able to beat Sound, most likely, and then look for a Baron. You guys have a really fast Baron with Zyra, Varus, and XIN ZHAO can just tank it with his lifesteal. Their comp doesn't really have much initiation without Sion, so if you know where he is, you guys literally just start Baron if they 2-man. Camilla or Liz in this case. I think Liz should be top and Camille should be bot if she can deal with him, but if she can't then...
If that Camille shits on Son, let's try for hysterics.
Most likely, yeah, but... I don't know, for some reason Liz wants to split push against him. And she's getting destroyed because she doesn't do damage to her shield. So we sent 2 bottom. It's like, it's nice to play for kills and stuff, but none of these kills are accomplishing anything.
We don't get anything off the kills, like we don't take objectives.
Kind of like my game at TCS, we're getting a lot of kills, but we couldn't push because our laners weren't as useful. Like, we might get 2 kills here. Dude, this guy is so bad. What the fuck? He failed trials for sure. And then we go bot mid fights. Should probably just, yeah, back off.
Nope, I fucking go in.
I mean, since you have no one else there, not the best idea. If you waited for Zyra, I think it would be better. And now everyone just dies one by one. And
I was like, what would Tarzan have done? He always fights.
Yeah, I would have probably died 1v3 there. But I would have waited maybe a bit longer for Zyra, because I don't like playing Zen to Braum. It's like the moment you go in your CC'd.
Yeah.
So just wait a bit more, I guess, for that fight. Next Drake is, I don't know. Let's see, what level? 11 to 12. Mid is, I think, 13 last time I checked. 13 to 14. You're up 2 levels, that's good. And then top is even. Like, against this team that has like no initiation, minus Sound and Braum, I feel like you guys just easily just start Baron or objectives like Air Drake and force them to fight you guys. But it looks like they're always like 1 up on you guys. I mean, you just spawned, but the other early Drakes you guys could have easily had priority on and forced early game fights where you had advantages. List goes in. List ults herself on 10%.
Can you let me know like what we did wrong? How do we lose this so hard?
This team fight or like the game?
This team fight.
All right, let's see. I think people are focused. From what I saw, people are focusing Sound. They can't kill him. So let's see. You go in. You ult Kha'Zix. Yeah, he's DPSing the Sound, but he's doing 0 damage. Or not 0 damage, but that whole fight, Varus got him from 100% to like 20, 25%, and their team just cleaned up because Ezreal's fed us select now. He has 3 items, you know?
Me and Camille just melt, so there's that too.
Yeah, that too. Their team comp's just better, and Sun is like impossible for your team comp to kill unless Varus can get more items. Apparently, 2 items aren't enough. So Ezreal's doing way more damage than Varus right now. He's up 1300 gold now.
Literally, all of us thought our team fight was better because of Zyra and Lissandra, but we like totally didn't think about Camille.
No one on your team can kill San right now. He's way too ahead. Like, your AD carry's down 4 levels on him. So, this game just came down to like early game priorities. You guys have to, if you guys 4-manned here, like when instead of chasing topside for his 2 camps here, I think this would have been the game-winning play, potentially game-winning play, or like massive snowball. And you also definitely like farmed way more than you ganked compared to Kha'Zix, because you should have way more priority on the map over Kha'Zix because of the early game. You won early game, and Xin just beats Kha'Zix for the most part in the early game. And when you got a lead, there's even a chance you can duel him at level 6. So should have looked for like way more ganks, I'd say bot side or just continually top side. But Camille never used her lead, so when she got the tower, she never came bottom. You guys never had like a TP flank ward. You never looked for like a 4 or 5 man bottom either. Just know after 14 minutes again turret plating, it becomes so much easier to dive towers because people know how fast they fall and they'll back off. Because you guys got bot tower like 18 minutes after getting top and mid, or yeah. Should be way more easily takeable, achievable on this last tower. But anyways, looks like everyone's behind now except Camille. So Camille should just split, but they have Baron, so it becomes that much harder that they initiate with Sion. So you guys basically just have to stall Baron. Your wave clear isn't the worst with Zyra, Varus, Liz, but definitely gonna be really hard to play from behind. This team comp doesn't look very playable from behind, yeah.
Why are you thinking like pro play? Like even on XIN though, I feel like people are like AFK farming like way more.
It's because in pro play, like odds of your ganks working are way lower, but your skirmishes will work. Like they're not gonna give up like every Drake, every tower, every Rift Herald, but like early game, everyone knows how to play XIN ZHAO for the most part in pro play. This is a fucking trout for like diamond or master players. I don't know if Eric Zhang's on the enemy team, probably diamond. So it just comes down to the proper priorities in the right setting.
Yeah.
Because, like, they really didn't understand how diveable they were here, the enemy bottom. Mid had prio, 3 people showed top, no TP on Sion. It was just path bottom and dive with Bliss. The game was probably way easier. Because look how behind everyone is. 12 to 14, 14 to 15. Kha'Zix finally caught up to you, and top is down level now. So, luckily you guys didn't lose an inhib off their Baron yet. Baron's pretty much gone though. At this stage in the game, just tell Camille to just split push and hope for a miracle. I don't even know if he can beat Sion anymore. Probably can, but with how he's playing, probably not.
But overall, you would have like tried to do 1-3-1 pretty much the entire game.
Unless you guys like set up early game plays where like your Zyra and Varus can defend wave pushes, yeah, because you'd have way more pressure with these two. I mean, both have TP as well, so they'd be able to teleport if they like hard engaged. But your bot was doing pretty well like early game. You definitely had opportunities to just set up dives or counter sieges with double teleport, and how ahead your solos were as well. But this game is just not winnable from behind eventually. Let's just skip, I guess. Nothing really to be done here to Baron.
Yeah, after this it's just like one more we fight for Baron and we get aced and lose.
Yeah,
because
like,
we can look at the team fight.
They just outscale too hard. Yeah. Next use a lot there, it's not the worst. But you guys just have no vision and no TP wards for him. How are you level 14 at 32 minutes on the mid laner? What the fuck? Isn't this guy like a one-trick XIN ZHAO?
No, he's not.
Really? That's what I remember.
Wait, actually, I think he might be. Yeah, I can send you his name.
He didn't even W before. He ulted then W'd. Yeah, Ezreal's just untouchable. No one does damage to him.
And the Eric Zhang triple.
He's too good. He's actually terrible, but yeah. Alright, well. Alright, notes from that game. Well, first thing we noticed was obviously the diagonal crab. You even know how he paths most of the time, and he's still like
Misplayed.
not misplayed, but like overreacted by walking out of the brush. So odds are there if you wait in the brush and he just like starts using his spells in the crab, you just eat him, auto Q, probably has to flash out, and you just chase with flash with your movement speed increases. So that was like a first blood missed out on, but that was like the. It's not even that big of a deal, honestly. Like you still end up ahead in that trade, but it could have been even more ahead if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
first thing we noticed. Second thing was, then we go other crab. Okay. So I don't know if like the enemy jungle didn't like communicate this with his bottom lane, but yes, Cyberbears have a strong shove, but like they can literally just Braum and Ezreal can probably just shove them out in that early game because the time difference it'd be like what like 50 seconds, 60 seconds of laning. They could have easily set up enough shove. So that just came down to their bottom not shoving. I don't know. But obviously, like your team collapsed and you guys got another free kill. At that point, you went for their blue, which wasn't the right play because they wouldn't get denied anything if they came. And you got 3 men, so that was like a minor setback. So
I felt like if I didn't go for the blue, like having a numbers advantage, I was like, I guess, wasting the kill, so to speak. But I mean, I ended up dying, so I guess not.
yeah, but if your team's not on the same page, there's like literally no point.
Yeah.
I felt like a solo queue decision where no one was gonna help you because they will lose too much as the wave is shoving on their own. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like they would have lost a good amount.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so that was like the early game. Many opportunities to do Rift Herald. No. So not only did you have like a mid and top prio this entire game, but you guys had like what a 4K gold most of the game, and then eventually just had one bad team fight. The game's over. So you just want to put your team in a position where those bad team fights won't lose you the game, pretty much. So this is like most of everything. There's really not much more to be said. There's like a lot of small things, but they don't matter that much. It just comes down to like team coordination, shot calling. Who did you guys have a designated shot caller?
No, we didn't. We pretty much just like all spoke, but our communication is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I'll copy paste it. Anything else from that game you remember that I didn't mention again? Walking into their jungle with no vision, like in the fog of war, that's just like a easy setback. You can easily fix that.
I mean, I guess one question is when you're team fighting on XIN, do you usually find yourself like diving the backline or like how do you usually play it out?
Depends. If Alyssa's going for backline, you go for backline with her. If their front line is like 3-4 melee champs that are gonna dive in, you can play backline, ult them back, set up peel, etc. Slows with your W and E. Knock up with your Q, whatever. You get the idea. Like it really depends. Are you gonna look to peel or dive in? Do you have a dive in team comp or a backline team comp? I'd
Gotcha.
say Varus and Zyra are backline champs, but they can also be played frontline. And Camille is just like a dive champion. Lissandra dive and backline. So like you had a lot of 4 of your champs were mostly backline or frontline, but like Camille is just entirely like split push or just backline. So you guys have to like utilize that to your advantage early game or mid game, or else you're gonna fall behind, which is what we saw unfortunately.
Okay. You probably would have done the same pathing I did though initially.
If I knew what Kazakh was doing, yes, you would have had a free
Okay.
kill. You did the right play.
Okay.
But in general, if you want to go for early level 3, you want to do red Krugs, same side crab, because it's actually pretty good on Zin. You're mostly full
I've
health.
never seen you do that on Zin except in that TCS game. I was surprised. You almost always like level 2 cheese or double crab.
Yeah, if I know I can't get a cheese off, I'll go for Krugs, red Krugs into crab, but in general,
I
really
do it on
depends.
Graves a lot, but I've never done that on Zen.
I'd never thought it was a good idea until I saw Ning do it in Worlds. And you
Okay.
actually don't lose that much health. It's more like a mana issue, but then you get your mana off from the crab, so
Yeah.
it's not the worst idea. It really depends if you don't have an early game play, but as in ZHAO, it's really hard to not have an early game play. It's probably the best level 2 in the game for gank setups. But yeah,
Is you when it comes to like pathing in general, like do you because the way like my other coach used to teach me is like basically if you like win a 1v1, like stay on the same side, and if you don't, just like stay on the opposite. Is that kind of like a good like general rule to stick to?
what do you mean? Win a 1v1 like a 1v1 solo lane?
No, with like against like the jungler, like if they have like an early game jungler and you're playing like it's like something a lot weaker, like you generally try to like stay on the opposite side of the map. Or
So you mean like vertical jungling early game or like.
kind of, yeah. Well, just like avoid like kind of, yeah. If that makes sense.
Um,
Like vertical or horizontal, basically just like try not to be on the same side.
Not really. That really comes down to like lane pride, huh? Like,
Okay.
let's say your mid's LeBlanc versus Cass in an early game, and you're playing versus XIN ZHAO, and you're playing, I don't know, Kindred. You can probably win a 2v2 mid if you guys look at XIN ZHAO first, right?
Yeah.
Because you're 2 range champ versus 2 melee champs. And if you guys kite XIN ZHAO properly, what will Cass do once he's dead, you know? Just comes down to
Yeah.
that. It's, in my opinion, that's how I see it. I
Yeah.
typically like to like abuse enemy jungler if I have a advantage, but
Uh-huh.
in solo queue it really comes down to your laners, and competitive probably the same thing. They're gonna contest you and try to help when they can.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, I think that does it for my questions for this one.
All right, you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, we can.